I did have a something interesting happen yesterday that I wanted to mention. I was thinking about yesterday. I was going to go to this spot. You remember that last video me and Eric did where we scouted that big swamp?
Yeah.
And found all those really cool spots. I was going to go back to that swamp and hunt that ridge edge. And I mean, when did we scout that? That was 2 or 3 weeks ago. It wasn't very long ago. So we were going to go back and I was going to hunt that ridge. And I went on to the weather channel, checked the wind, and I wasn't sure exactly how the ridge laid out, so I wanted to check the wind to the ridge. So I pulled up the map of the property, and it no longer says Wisconsin DNR. It has somebody's name on it as private property. 2 weeks ago, it was Wisconsin DNR. So I sent a message to the Jefferson County biologist, and I asked him if it was sold and why it was sold and so on. And I didn't get an answer, so I sent the same message to the warden out here, the local warden. And then finally, the biologist answered me, and he said that it was sold because of a mandate that, how do you say it, that your Republicans, Scott Walker, put through, and forced us to sell 10,000 acres. And this is part of it. That property had to go because we were forced to do this. And I just thought that didn't sound right. And then phone rang, and it was the warden. And he said, "What property got sold?" And I told him, and he goes, "Well, heck, I was just out there a couple of weeks ago. I confiscated somebody's stand they left out there." He says, "That's sold?" He goes, "They didn't tell me." And I said, "Yeah, it's sold." He goes, "Why would they sell that?" I go, "I don't know." I says, I talked to the biologist, and he told me it was because of this program that Walker put through to pay for some other properties that are in a different county, And he said, "Well, hold on a second." He goes, that is supposed to be just for landlocked properties. So I started looking into it, and it is. It says it's for landlocked properties. We got a bunch of landlocked properties in this county that they didn't sell, but they sold this one that's not landlocked. And it's kind of irritating. And,
that's annoying.
Yeah. And that's like the third property now that I hunt out here that got sold.
Really?
And I don't remember any getting bought in that same amount of time. When you argue with them, they go, "Well, we leased this and we leased that." Yeah, you lease it for a year or two. That's not buying it. That's not property that we own as the public.
Right.
They're selling off our public land. And I think we as hunters got to do something about this because they work for us. And the warden made a good point that it's the legislators that are doing this, not the DNR. They have to just follow orders.
Right.
But I got to look into it a little more. I'll probably do a video on the subject and how people can get involved.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, it's like sometimes I think about how fine of a line we as hunters really walk in society. Like there's not that many of us in the grand scheme of things, and like it could all be gone. Like the right scenario happen, it could all be gone in next year. Like it's just crazy to think about that. Like everything that we kind of live for. I mean, most every other country doesn't have this,
Yeah, I was talking to the warden. I was saying, I would really like to see a law that once something's public, it stays public forever. That they can't sell it. And he goes, I kind of agree with you, except he says these landlocked properties. He goes, there's a reason they're selling landlocked properties. 3 landowners surrounding the property own it, and you're paying the taxes on it, so you're paying for it, and they get to do all the hunting on it. And I said, well, that's fine. If you have to sell a property for that reason, the money should go into buying property in the same county, same area.
Yeah.
It shouldn't go to pay for some stewardship program that got somebody voted into office. Which wasn't Walker, it was somebody before him, but it was costing the state millions of dollars. So Walker was paying for that public land program with money from sales of landlocked properties. but somebody decided that, well, this one's close enough to landlocked. You got to walk 100 yards to get into it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's annoying. I haven't heard anything like that happening too much in Indiana, but maybe it's just not happening, you know, to me yet, you know. So
Yeah,
I know,
well,
like
anytime if it's not law that it has to stay public,
it could, yeah.
anytime it could change. You get the right
Oh
person
yeah,
in office, you know.
right.
And the thing is, it's not the DNR or the people who decide what happens with that money. It's the governor, whoever's the governor. So whoever your governor is, well, I don't know about Indiana how it's ran, but in Wisconsin, our governor could just decide he's using that money for to help some cause like that he believes in, you know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to have anything to do with hunting.
I need to talk to. I got a buddy, Ben. He's gonna come. He's gonna be here next weekend, hunting opener here in Indiana with me. He's the treasurer of our backcountry hunters and anglers here in Indiana. I'll talk to him about it to see if they deal with that, because those, I think the BHA, whether you like them or not, I think like the state run agencies do a lot of work with that kind of stuff with the public land and all that. So those guys may be someone. I don't know if you can get a hold of the Wisconsin group and see what they say about it, or if they are aware. I know some states are better than others.
Yeah.
The groups are, but I'll pick his brain about it, see what he says. Hey everybody, if you like the channel, make sure you subscribe right here. And if you like the clips, I got 2 more options for you. 2 options right here. Subscribe right here. See you guys.